3 ways that you can connect with your audience. So let me talk about that for a little bit. So in business, there's always a lot of expenses, and typically, there's just not a ton of free things you can do. Okay, there's just not a lot of free stuff that you can do to generate income for your business. All right. You can post on social media, yes, but a lot of marketing requires money. So I created a reel today sharing 3 things that you can do for free to connect with your audience, because it's one thing to get in front of people, right? It's one thing for people to see your content, maybe even follow you, but it's a whole different thing for people to trust you in order to purchase from you. Okay, she said, I got my order. Oh, yay! I'm so excited for you. What scrubs did you order? So let's talk about the 3 things, and I'll dive just a little bit more into each one. So one of the ways is to send an email. Okay, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with email marketing or use it in your business, but it is a wonderful way to connect with your audience and make sales. So with email marketing, typically if you are a newer business and you have a smaller subscriber list, a lot of these email marketing services, they will let you start for free. So Klaviyo is the email marketing provider that I use, and I believe if you have under 250 subscribers, you can get on there for free. I highly recommend, if you have a product-based business, that you get on Klaviyo, because it integrates very well with Shopify. The analytics are amazing, and it's just a really great platform to use. But again, it's not free unless you're just starting and like just building your list. So I know a lot of my followers, like, they're not really into email marketing yet. They haven't like maximized that marketing channel in their business, and they're missing out. They're missing out because emails are a great way to storytell, to share information, to get people more education, more social proof, and just get them more things that they need to decide whether or not like they're going to shop with your business or not. You can't always do all those things on social media, because it's much more likely that people are going to maybe not read the email as soon as you send it out, but they're going to get the email. Versus social media, like, you sit up here and you post all this stuff, but I don't know if y'all know, people ain't seeing content like they used to. So it's really difficult to get your content out there, even if people are following you, because of the new algorithm changes, and the ad space is expanded. So like, social media is paying for people's ads to get seen, not paying for your content that you're putting out for free. They ain't really focused on that. So sending an email is a great way to connect with your audience. And I will let y'all know, it's the craziest thing to me. I started sending like weekly emails to my email list. I do it for wholesale sometimes, but I started sending weekly emails, and y'all, it ain't nothing about a product. It ain't nothing about selling nothing. It ain't nothing like, here's why you need this product, here's the ingredients in that product. Y'all, it's me being me, storytelling, sharing something that happened and how I think it could help my audience, sharing something to encourage somebody, sharing something about my business, and just maybe an update about something. And so I just talk and say what I need to say, and then I sign it, my name, and then underneath I will put my link, and I'll make it clickable. y'all, I can't tell you, like, those emails are making me more sales than me sending emails trying to make a sale. All right. That tells me right there, people want to be connected to. They're tired of you just putting stuff in their face for them to buy. So send an email. That's free. If you don't have a huge email list yet, that's something free, and that's something that you should be doing anyways, is sending emails. Okay. Oh, you're gonna add all of them. Oh, yay! I'm so excited for you. Next, use your stories. So social media is free. The problem here is social media like Instagram, really. There's so many people, myself included, taking up space by paying for ads, that regular content that's not being paid for is not really getting seen that much. So that's why you may be frustrated, because you're like, man, I'm posting, I'm doing this or that, I feel like my content is good, but nobody's seeing it. I feel like that. Like, and it's nothing I can do about it. Unless you sit up here and pay for every single post that you put out, what are you going to do? You're on a free platform. Like, it is what it is. So use your stories. Your stories are a great way to connect with people who are actually interested, because typically the people who are actually interested in checking for you, they're watching your stories. Right? Now I'm sure there's some brands that you do this for, like you'll go on Instagram and you'll actually like see you'll type in their name and go to their profile. But a lot of people, you may do that for one or two brands, but like a lot of people's not doing that. So you have to post to your stories, and you don't want to just post like, yeah, you can, reshare what you posted to your feed. But like, you want to post things that are conversation starters, that are ways for you to connect with people and build a relationship with people. Whatever that looks like for your brand. But that's an easy way to get in front of people who are already following you, who may not be seeing all your posts, right? And so use your stories. It's free. It's free. Yeah, it takes up a little bit extra time, but it's free. And if you go on, this is one thing I'm considering doing, is even buying like some story templates, because, you want your stories to be inviting. You want your stories to be eye-catching. So you can go on like Etsy, or maybe even go on Fiverr, if you want something that's like specific to you. And get some story templates, so you can just plug. You can go on Canva, but if you want something a little bit more like elevated, you're gonna have to pay for it. So go on Etsy, go on Fiverr, and get you some story templates. I think I'm gonna do that, honestly. I need to stop playing, because I remember I had a social media manager. The end of what was it? I think it was the end of 2021. I hired a social media manager, and he was a bomb at creating content, and he was posting all these stories, and I was getting DMs like, oh my gosh, I'm loving your stories, da da da. It's because they were creative. They weren't just like regular story posts that you see that like I've been doing. So make that investment if that's what you need to do. But posting to your stories, that's a free way to connect with your audience. And then lastly, y'all don't like when I say this, but this is what's holding a lot of y'all back and what's actually delaying your ability to connect with your audience, and that is going live. You have to go live. All right. I was talking to my best friend yesterday. She is not an entrepreneur, but we were just in conversation just about like just social media, and she was telling me about people that she was following and something that she saw, and we was talking about some other things, and it dawned on me, hello, like going live is one of the easiest, fastest ways to build a connection with your audience. And if you're not doing it, you're missing out. And so personally, so this is just me being transparent. Personally, when I transitioned from doing my retail business and I came and started, running this wholesale business, I started going live, but I had already been going live. I was very familiar with going live. I knew the benefits of going live. And so that's why I did it on this page. And, but it was easier. It was easier because it's nothing for me to come on here and just talk about stuff I already know about and answer questions that people have and talk about my products. That's easy. That's easy. That don't take much, right? All it takes is my time, but I enjoy it. For the most part. So when I made a decision earlier this year that I was gonna become active in marketing my other business and showing up consistently and really making an effort to grow that business again, I knew I needed to go live. But you knowing something and you doing something is not the same thing. So I was struggling. I was going live and I would be telling people, yeah, y'all, I'm gonna start going live every week, y'all. Like, we gonna start going live at this time every week. We gonna start talking about this every week. And a week would come and a week would go. And I'd be like, nah, not this week. And so then it would be the next week. And this was just like, it was me being inconsistent and it was me being scared. And so I was talking to her yesterday and I was like, you know what? If I can be honest, I don't want to go live and talk about stuff like that. It's easy for me to show up and talk about business and talk about this and that, but for me to show up and be vulnerable and talk about the things that I know God's placed on me to talk about, and that's going to maybe stir up some things, stir up some unwanted feelings, let people in to be able to connect with me and see oh, she's not just a business owner. She has a lot of other things that we're learning about her, and inviting people in to not necessarily be a part of my life. Not in the sense of I'm showing you what I'm doing with my kids every day and posting my kids. I don't do that. But inviting people in to know who I am as the face of my business. Who am I? And just doing more storytelling, stuff like that. So I got off the phone with her. I said, well, I'm gonna go live today. And so yesterday it was 9:30. I said, well, Danielle, you said you was gonna go live, so you gotta go live. So I go live. Y'all, I had the most, I could have cried. I could have cried because there's so much when you open the communication with people and you're just authentic. There's a lot of business owners that's trying to look. I have a lot of people that, oh, I just want to be, looking at me. And it's, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I feel blessed that, people are inspired by me and what I've been able to accomplish through God. But, the best thing you can do is be yourself. Be yourself. Stop trying to be and do what all these other brands are doing, and just be yourself, because that's who people are going to connect with. It's hard to fake being somebody else permanently. You might be able to fake it for a little bit, but it's best to just be your authentic self, show up. And that's what I did last night. I showed up. I shared why I started my business on a particular day. That was very hard to share, but I did it anyways. And then I shared about some mental health stuff, about how just my own personal struggle from being a victim of domestic violence. A lot of y'all don't know that about me. I don't talk about it over here. I'm not gonna talk about it over here. That's reserved for what God has me doing in my other business. But I talked about that, and that was not easy. That was not comfortable, and that's why I haven't been going live over there. But yesterday just reminded me how important it is to go live and to share your story, and not always be trying to push products and try to, do all of that, but just be yourself and talk and just connect with people. And I know that's a lot easier said than done. Believe me, I'm living it right now. But it's so necessary, and it's free. Yes, it costs you some time, but what I like to tell people is I went live for 30 minutes last night. I had more people in that live than I have had in a live in months. And I don't understand it other than that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And people was commenting and talking and asking questions, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful conversation. And I wanted to remind y'all of how important it is to add that to your business, because you will be surprised if you start doing that consistently, not just one time, but do it consistently. You will be surprised how it can transform things. Your audience wants to know who you are. Your audience wants to connect with you. Your audience wants to trust you, but you have to give them a space to be able to do that. And that's what going live is. Yes, you can talk to them through emails. Yes, you can post to your stories, but it's nothing like showing up in real time and talking to your audience. Okay. But hopefully that was helpful for y'all. So just to recap, 3 things you can do for free to connect with your audience: send them an email, post to your stories, go live. All 3 of those things are free. And you should really be doing all of them. It's not like a one or the other. It's like all of them all the time is really what you should be doing. If you aren't really utilizing emails, start sending 1 email a week. Send 1 email a week, then bump it up to 2 emails a week. And there it is. But you have to do something, because if all you're doing is just posting on social media and hoping for someone to shop with you, you are delaying, you're delaying yourself.